Hey guys, what is up? AwesomeTheSauce here. Hope you guys are having a great day and welcome to a video that all of you guys have been asking for. Today we're going to be reviewing the newest pack in the Crown Shop. A lot of people are like, yo, what is in this pack? So we're going to look at it. I'm going to review it, and I don't know if you've read the title, but in my opinion, this is actually one of the best packs that they've ever put out. This is actually, like, no cap skis. I actually think this is a great pack. There's a lot in it for everybody, so without further ado, let's get right into it. If you've opened up the Crown Shop recently, you might have noticed the Yuletide longings, the Yuletide mornings pack, 2021. Now, I will say this, I already know this pack is doing well because they did a sale on all the Christmas packs and all of the other ones are on sale, but this one, no. But I assume because it's a new pack, they have a lot of premium items in this and they want to make as much off of this as possible. I kind of see where they're coming from with this. But I feel like the reason I can't hate too much is because I actually really think this pack, I think it's a good pack. This is the first pack ever where there aren't just 3 wands for each school. There's actually a wide variety. So there's actually 2 sets of wands in this pack. I can't recall any other pack doing this. I think the only exception is some packs give 3 wands with stats and then the rest are cosmetic. That's a very common thing with Christmas packs. This actually gives 2 sets of 3 wands. They give really, really good stats at 150 PvP, and it's not pay to win because you can get better stats depending on your play style. So I really, really like how they did the wands in this pack. But the other thing that I really like is the cosmetics. Look at my boy, bro. Look at my boy right now. I can't believe it's taken them this long to put an actual tuxedo into the game. It comes in white, gold, and black. I really like it. I mean, the gear itself, I mean, you can take a look at it. It's nothing crazy. The boots don't give resist, so I don't think they're really worth it. I mean, the robe, maybe the robe is a little bit good. I like the shat chance on it, I'll be honest, but you know, it's clearly the cosmetics is what shines here. I love that they did this, you feel me? There's just something very dapper about, you know, a tuxedo coat. And the wingtips, I like this a lot. It looks very, very clean. But I would argue beyond the cosmetics, the real highlight of this pack are the wands. So I wanted to actually go through the wands and really give my review of why I think this pack is so good. You know, man, I really think the wands are a game changer on this one. So basically, there are 2 types of wands that you can get. You can either get the wrapping paper like from previous packs. So this is like the 150 version of the winter wrapping paper. And really the big difference compared to the previous version, which I actually didn't even have, so I'm actually very happy to get this. Basically, it just gives a little bit more damage, a little bit more shads, and a little bit more pip conserve, a little bit more damage. As upgrades from the 150, these aren't too bad. Like, I mean, let's look at the Merry wrapping paper as well. I mean, the 280 pip conserve, in my opinion, is honestly one of the best parts, but the damage is not bad. 21 life damage on a wand. It's quite a bit for a life wand, and obviously you get good pierce, you get very, very decent damage. It's not bad at all. The same can be said for the festive wrapping paper, which is a balance and death wand. Now, from what you've heard so far, you're probably thinking, oh, it's just an updated pack. That's as good as it gets, right? What I really like about it is that there's a second set of wands called the Noisemakers, and I think these are, they're a really, really good concept. They basically just added a whole different set of wands, and it's a different combination of schools. It covers more schools, and what it basically does is it literally takes away one stat, which is essentially they give away a little bit of pip conserve, but then they add to other stats. So, for example, right, the Black New Year's Maker, you'll get a little bit less pip conserve, but you'll get a little bit more damage on some schools. I don't recommend this over the Merry wrapping paper for life or the festive wrapping paper for balance and death, but the other 2 I would recommend, and that's just because the higher the damage your school is, the better these wands become. For example, the Gold New Year's Maker, it gives 7 Storm Pierce and 23 Storm damage. And when you're comparing it to the Winter Wrapping Paper, you start seeing a big difference, right? That 3 Pierce, and not to mention, you don't really lose that much pip conserve. It's really, really nice. For strategies that actually involve Shadow Wand hits, and you actually want pip conserve, this is actually a very, very good wand. I think my favorite wand from this pack is actually the White New Year's Maker because, again, it's really, really cool because it's a very high pierce, high damage wand for fire that gives pip conserve. And if, again, when you compare it to the other wands in the game that are completely free to play, it's not that big of a difference at all, actually. And that gets to the main point of this video. I really hope they keep putting out packs like this, because these aren't game breakers. Let's say that you do not have the crowns to buy a Noisemaker Wand on a storm, for example. That's fine. In the Lemuria update, there's literally a wand that you can farm for in the game that gives 9 pierce, 24 damage, and same school wand hits. It's not even the best wand in the game if you get it from the pack for Storm. And honestly, depending on your playstyle, you don't actually need these wands to do well. What I do like is that with a lot of these new spells, like the Rochambeau spells, like the new conditionals, a lot of the spells that you do see are very odd pip. So let's say that you don't want to use one of the new Supreme wands, which don't give pip conserve. Well, if you do pay crowns, you might have the option to do a certain type of strategy that is still perfectly possible without this wand. When I'm using this wand, I have 74% pip conserve. Let's say that I don't have the pip conserve from a wand. I still have a decent bit. I still have 28%, and you do not need to rely on this. You can always empower. You can always do other things. And honestly, you can even run the Dragoon set and get your pip conserve up too. If you're trying to do different setups, you totally can make up for the pip conserve and use different stats. So what I like is that there's a certain level of flexibility with these new wands. They're definitely upgrades to past wands that we've seen, and they'll definitely help you in PvP, but they absolutely do not need to be the thing that you need to get your rank. They do not need to be the thing that you need to get the best stats in the game, and that's something that I really think that they should do way more often. I think Wizard101 has had a serious issue in the past with wands especially, but you know, gear set, pets and mounts, all that jazz from packs, and how they somehow seem to take away from actually the best stats you can get in the game without having to pay. I think that's a really big issue, and I think this is one of the first times I've seen a pack come out with really inventive cosmetic items, gear that is an upgrade and is comparable to other gear in the game, but absolutely is not needed in order to be competitive in PvP. What I will say is this: they could have easily gotten away, because it's a seasonal pack, with putting some craziness in. Last year, at the same time, these wands, except, you know, not the 150 ones, right? The 140 versions of these wands were the best in the game. There was nothing comparable. Executive wands were not comparable for most schools. There were no pip conserve wands. There were no amulets that gave pip conserve like they are now, to the point where if you needed to run a pip conserve strat, this is the only viable way. And if pip conserve was good for your school, it was a pay to win way to get rank. So I hope they continue on this path to give us more gear for arena tickets and free to play that start covering the gaps, and add these items as more of a convenience or as a cosmetic thing, so that, you know, the game doesn't break as a result of it. Let me know what you guys think of this pack in the comments. I'm gonna be honest, I'm actually like, I'm really happy with this one, you know, man. I don't think there's any, like, compared to like some of the packs, like the one that gave a motorist overcoat and everyone needed it on every school, this is not like that, you feel me? Like, you could easily just farm for a Supreme Wand. You could easily run Dragoon set bonus instead of Merciless Gear for your pip conserve. There's all kinds of ways to make up for stats nowadays, which I hope we keep on having that, and that way, getting a wand or getting anything really from a pack might just be a nice little addition to your strategy, and not the main reason that you're winning. As far as the drop rates on this pack, I thought it was honestly fine. I mean, if you're going for cosmetic items, you're probably going to get some sets. I will say this, one thing I found very interesting was that the tuxedos weren't the only thing that I could get on my, I guess, boy wizard. I could get the dresses as well, which I don't know, that's never happened either. I don't know if they meant to do that, but this is the first time now with Wiz. If you're a boy wizard, you can wear a dress. But yeah, you can make a fashion statement, you can upgrade your PvP setups, you can do a lot with this pack. And I'm happy that they did this. Like, it's a no spellament pack, no universally good piece of gear type of pack. Honestly, a W of a pack in my opinion. Let me know your opinions. I might be wrong. There might be some people that hate this pack. Let me know if you hate this pack in the comments. As always, drop a like, leave a sub if you enjoyed, and if somebody has not told you're awesome today, they doing something wrong. So stay awesome, and yeah.